the sensitive neurons of the dorsal root ganglia, those involved in pain, for instance, in nociception, and those neurons express the main neurotransmitter glutamate and co-express substance P, neurokinin A, CGRP, etc. So many other neurotransmitters. So do we have neurons that are only with neuropeptides or only with endocannabinoids, etc., etc.? The answer is maybe for vasopressinergic and CRF-ergic neurons of the paraventricular nucleus, those projecting to pituitary gland. Maybe those systems are more specific for the neuropeptide, but we have seen in those neurons a little bit of GABA. So, but usually neuropeptides and endocannabinoids, and you will see also for purines, these systems are associated to classical neurotransmitters. Next slide is called biosynthesis. This is the second point. And now you will understand the distinct dimension between classical neurotransmitter and neuropeptides. So the classical neurotransmitters are locally synthesized. In other words, so please mentally see a neuron. You have the cell body, the dendrites, the axon, the ramification of the axon, and terminal buttons. For local neurotransmitter, the synthesis is local, I mean where you have the enzymes. Everywhere. You produce the neurotransmitter in dendrites, cell body, axon, and terminals. So this is in the cytoplasm. For neuropeptides and hormones, you know the process. This is cellular biology. It goes from the cell body to somewhere else, and sometimes to the synaptic cleft, I mean the presynaptic element of the synaptic cleft. And there is also another dimension for neuropeptides, which is a little bit annoying. You can have the same precursor and different peptides. So, let's start with classical neurotransmitter, and here I show you serotonin. I will speak about that when I will cover the lecture on monoamines. So don't pay attention to that now, but I would like you to understand that this is quite easy. You have the precursor, which is an amino acid, tryptophan. Tryptophan enters the cell through specific transporters, amino acid transporters. And there is an enzyme in the cytoplasm, which is called tryptophan hydroxylase, which gives you 5-hydroxytryptophan, which is still an amino acid. And then you have a decarboxylase, which removes the carboxyl group and gives you a monoamines called serotonin. So serotonin is in the cytoplasm. The same for dopamine, starting from tyrosine, on the next slide, sorry, tyrosine, and then you have tyrosine hydroxylase, which give another amino acid L-DOPA or levodopa, which give dopamine via the decarboxylase. Also, this is the same compared to serotonin. And sometimes you have other neurons specific for noradrenaline. They express also dopamine beta hydroxylase, and in these neurons specifically, it gives you noradrenaline in the cytoplasm. So, although for noradrenaline, this is a little bit more complicated, but I will go on this later. For histamine, this is even more simple. L-histidine enters the cell and is decarboxylated, one step in the biosynthesis, by L-histidine decarboxylase, and it gives you histamine. Now, for neuropeptides, this is more complicated. This is more complicated because, as you know, it starts from the soma and the nucleus and goes to terminals or eventually dendrites, cell body, but this is complicated. So I defined here 5 steps for the biosynthesis of neuropeptides, starting from transcription, translation, cleavage of the signal peptide in propeptide, maturation into the Golgi apparatus of the propeptide, various maturation inside the vesicles, and the 5th point, I address a fundamental point in the biosynthesis of peptides. Do we have a peptide that is finished at the end? Sometimes not. So that the peptidase located in the synaptic cleft could also cut the peptide and produce active peptide. So let's start with the step 1, which is transcription translation. Here you have a propeptide P1, which contains the sequence of several peptides. It contains the signal peptide and some cleavage sites, usually basic amino acids such as lysine or arginine. And this is the example of pro-opiomelanocortin, POMC. And POMC, here this is the pre-pro-peptide, because pre means the peptide signal plus the 267 amino acid of the propeptide. Then this propeptide can be cleaved in several distinct neuropeptides. And you know alpha MSH, ACTH, metenkephalin, beta-endorphin. So you see this is complicated, and you generate ACTH, but you can also destroy ACTH to obtain alpha MSH. So this is not easy. And on the next slide, this is even more complex. So I don't want you to go inside the complexity, especially because here this is in French. but you have some sort of alternative splicing which can